Hello everyone, how are you? I am Erin. Welcome back to my channel, Energy with Erin. I am a psychic and energy healer, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the full moon in Aquarius, which is happening today, Wednesday, July 29th. And I don't even know what time it is right now. It's literally almost the exact peak of the moon. It's happening at 10:36 this morning, Eastern Standard Time. There is so many other things happening in the sky right now. This full moon is literally like the grand finale culmination of all the crazy astrological stuff that has been happening in July. Just so you know, a lot of the stuff that's happened this month, astrologically speaking, has never happened ever. So, and there's a lot happening today too. Once again, I am only an amateur astrologist, so I'm not going to get in deep diving into all the other stuff happening today, but I will just lightly go over what it basically means energetically. So, it's a full moon. What is a full moon? The full moon is when it's brightest in the sky, right? Everything is illuminated, including truths, things that you try to not look at in your life. It's being shown a spotlight on that, okay? So truth is going to be coming to light with other people and within yourself. Your emotions could be running high. Obviously, people who work in emergency services know full moons, usually there's a lot more accidents and crazy people coming out of the woodwork. This is the full moon is also the culmination. It's the climax. It's the peak. If you go back to 2 weeks ago when we started the new moon, the intentions that you set then should be kind of coming to a culmination right now. You should start seeing the seeds starting to sprout. This is also a really good time to release, let go of anything that is no longer serving you, especially with this full moon with Aquarius. We're going to get into that in a little bit. It's also a really good time to have some self-awareness and like look at yourself in the mirror. Don't be afraid to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, wow, I didn't do that very well. I need to be better. You know, that sort of thing. It's a time of completion, growth, and harvesting. Like I said, with the intentions that you set in the new moon, this is the time to kind of like get those rewards. And obviously with the moon being so bright and big and everywhere and in your face, your intuition should be really, really increased right now. Also happening, it was last night and tonight, there is the Delta Aquarius meteor shower. Whenever there's a meteor shower, people usually have crazy dreams and they'll remember them. Sometimes could be prophetic dreams, especially during a full moon. So this is happening. The best time to see the meteor shower is going to be before dawn, but because we have the full moon glare, it might be a little bit hard to see depending on where you are and your light pollution in the sky. But if you if you know your constellations, or you can get like the Google Sky Map app, it's going to be coming from the constellation of Aquarius. And what was the other thing? Oh, the best place to view them is if you're looking towards the south. You should be able to see them anywhere, but if you look towards the south, that's the best way to do it. So if you guys like to go outside and look, that's a good thing to do. Let's see. So we talked about the full moon. So now let's talk a little bit about Aquarius. We talked a little bit about Aquarius the other day when we were talking about the lunar nodes changing. So Aquarius is ruled new in the new age by Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of change and freedom and sudden awakenings. In the older system, it was ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is like, we talked about Saturn the other day too, the planet of karma, the planet of time. Like, so Aquarius has some kind of strict, crazy rulers sometimes. So Aquarius is an air sign, even though the symbol for Aquarius is the water bearer. Before I knew my zodiacs and astrology, I always thought Aquarius was a water sign because number one, it sounds like aqua. It sounds like a water sign, and then the symbol is a man pouring water into pouring water out of a jug. So it's like, okay, I don't know why that's a air sign, not a water sign. So I did some research, and the water bearer is supposed to show the flow of ideas and wisdom, because Aquarius is very much about like community. So it's about sharing that wisdom with the community. And that's where it comes into the air sign, because the air signs like to talk and communicate. It is a fixed sign, so that means that, like all the other fixed signs that we talked about recently, they are very much independent, they are innovative, they're the middle of their season, right? So they are steady and reliable, they're loyal, but the bad side is they can be a little stubborn, okay? So fixed air, so that means that's your intellect, your communication, your social connection, your independence, okay? Aquarius are very independent people. Some positive traits of Aquarius and some positive traits that you could be seeing during this new moon is they're very independent. They are very firm in their ideas. They're not easily swayed. They're very innovative and visionary. They're the ones who come up with really unique solutions to problems that no one else can think of. They're very progressive, and they're very much about humanitarianism and the collective and helping everyone out. Some negative traits of Aquarius are during this Aquarius time. They are very emotionally detached. They have like no feelings. They don't understand them. They can be unpredictable and stubborn, but you know, fixed signs can be stubborn, right? So this is a really good time for deep intellectual conversations. You could be fighting for social causes or seeing social causes being fought for more often. And this is also a really good time for personal freedom, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. Also, Aquarius rules the 11th house. Sorry, I have cards here. I should be showing them to you. And the 11th house is all about community, friendships, different kind of groups, hopes, and community, like hopes for your community. Here we go. Here's the full moon in Aquarius. I know, once I get going with my notes, I'm like, I always forget I have like, you know, visuals for you guys. So, show the world the real you. Aquarius is not afraid to be the real them. They show up in their weird uniqueness, and they don't give a flying fuck what anyone else thinks about them. So, we need to embody more of that energy. Here's the Aquarius, the water bearer. They are very collaborative. They like to work together. And here is Uranus, planet of change. So there's going to be a lot of change happening. A lot of change happening starting 3 days ago. So that would be Sunday the 26th to Saturday the 1st. And it's going to continue with eclipse season because we are entering eclipse season as well. Yay! Love it. So also remember that this full moon energy reading that I'm giving you right now is going to be taking place between now, the 29th, until the new moon in Leo, which is on August 12th. And that's also when we have our first eclipse occurring. So woohoo. Some crystals for Aquarius or during Aquarius times. Amethyst is a really good one. Amethyst is like probably the number, it's in the top 5 crystals I'd recommend to everybody. It's really good for spiritual growth, increasing your intuition. It's really good for energetic protection, like your aura and like energy vampires, stuff like that. It's really good for mental clarity, inner peace, and if you have addiction problems, this can really help with breaking the addiction. Next we have aquamarine. I don't have any nice pieces. I do have a necklace though. Aquamarine is very pretty. I believe it's a beryl. It is really, really good if you feel like you're being bullied and you need to speak up against your bully, or if you're kind of like a doormat for your family or your friends or your lover and you want to start speaking up more. This is going to unblock your throat chakra. It might do it a little crazy because I have experienced that with clients where they kind of like went off on people and it was like, oh, you kind of went off on the wrong person, but I like to see that you're getting it out. You're trying to unblock your throat chakra. So this is really good for calm and serenity. If you're a very angry person, this is going to cool you off really quickly. It's really good for speaking your truth and communicating with others, expressing yourself, and it's really good for your intuition and growing. So, aquamarine, very, very good crystal to have. It's very expensive if you get like an actual good crystal piece, which is why I only have a necklace because it's very expensive. And the last crystal that's really, really good for Aquarius and at this time, labradorite. Can I get the flash this time? Ooh, there we go. I picked a different piece this time so we could get some better flashes. Very pretty. Labradorite is the stone of magic. It's all about transformation, increases your intuition, very good to protect your aura. Once again, energy vampire, stuff like that. And it comes in all different colors. And it's reflective and refractive, which is why it looks like it glows in the light. So it absorbs the light, but it also pushes the light back out. And this is called labradorescence, this effect that the stone gives. So that's why I like labradorite, because all kinds of different colors and stuff inside, and they change. So let's see just a little bit more about the new moon before we get into a card reading. Like I said, this is the grand finale of July and all the energy and all the crazy shit happening. There's also a Kazemi happening today, which is when like a bunch of planets kind of line up. And instead of like them fighting each other, the energy actually gets like really easy, like really, really easy. Like there could be a windfall coming, like almost like you win the lottery or like something cool falls into your lap. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be perfect. It just means that the opportunity is there for you. At this time, also, the moon is conjuncting Pluto, which, like, that's not a bad thing. It can be a good thing, but it's kind of like the energy is kind of push and pull right now a little bit. So you're gonna have to be, one of two situations are gonna be happening in your life. You're either gonna have, there's gonna be you and another person, and you're gonna be butting heads. I see like Aries ram, because there's a lot of Aries energy going on right now too. So I feel like you guys are just ramming heads together. So you either need to meet in the middle and compromise, or if neither one of you can do that, there's going to be this back and forth. You're going to be on top for a little bit, and then the other person's going to be on top, and it's just going to be this freaking balancing thing. And it's like, it's not really balance. You need to find the balance, but you guys aren't finding balance right now. This is going to be happening both in a societal bigger picture, which will lead to external conflict, which I think like, you know, war and stuff like that could be happening. And then as far as like your personal life, it's more internally related. So like maybe you're fighting with the part of you that doesn't want to learn and grow. And you're fighting the part that is like, no, we need to go. We need to move on. Like, I feel like that's sort of what's happening. This is a really good time to combine your talents and your abilities with your confidence. Okay, you need to balance the two. You can't just be coming out being like, look at me, I can do all this stuff, but then like not have the confidence to do it. But you also can't go forward and have all this confidence but not have the talent either. So it's like you need to have both to make it work. So during this time, you have to take action. Yeah, there could be some windfalls and things coming your way, but you still have to take some action on it. Take time, carve time out in your day to work on your goals, and not just like, oh, let me just like do it really quick. It's like, no, do some deep diving research. Be like, I have 30 minutes and this is what I want to get done in 30 minutes. Let's do this. Like if you only have 30 minutes, right? So a lot of big moments are going to be coming up this week, both collectively and personally. This is a perfect time to break your routine, get out of the routine, okay? If you don't get out of this is like a perfect opportunity. The universe is like, the door is wide open, go. Where do you want to go? It's a pick your own adventure, but you have to walk through the door. You have to take the action. If you don't, that door is going to close on you probably before the eclipse happens. And then you might have a little bit of an opportunity during the eclipse, but it's more like it's going to get shaken up for you versus right now you could take agency and do it yourself. But this isn't going to happen for a very long time. So please take advantage of it. You have the fuel now to move you forward. You have that fire within you and you need to hold on to it to keep you going. You need to shift something really, really big in your life at this time. You need to take the risk, take the gamble, okay? Be brave enough to do it. Will it work out 100% of the time? Not always, but you know what? You took that chance. You took that leap of faith. You changed and shifted timelines by doing that. And either way, you're going to learn something. You may just have to pivot down the road. So it may not go smooth sailing, but like you're going to learn how to sail in the process. And what's that phrase? Smooth seas make not a skilled sailor. You need the storms to figure out how to ride through the storm. Take the risk, but be smart. Don't be dumb and do like, I'm going to put all my money on this lottery ticket. And then, oh, shoot, I didn't win. And now I have no money. Okay. Be smart. Take the risk, but be smart about it. This is a time where people are going to be all in or all out. Okay. You're either going to embrace the change or you just need to let that shit go and just be like, whatever, that's part of my life. You have a choice. You can either stay in the old or go into the new. Okay. This can be overwhelming at this time, but just take a deep breath. Take some time to meditate every day, okay? And just like calm down and center yourself. Ground and center yourself. Have the courage to roll the dice once again and commit. Commit to it. Commit to the radical changes. Commit to the radical connections you could be making at this time. There is opportunity at your fingertips. You just need to reach out and grab it and tell God or your spirit team that what you want, what you need from them, okay? Embrace the future, embrace change, because there is going to be a lot of societal change happening in the next 3 months, and it's going to freak some people out, but we need to use discernment, obviously, because I feel like some AI stuff is going to come out and it's going to trick people. So we need to have discernment with like what's real and what's not real. But just know it's okay. You can embrace this. We can do this together. Disconnect from the lies. Disconnect from anything that does not hold truth or your truth. And yeah, they're saying instead of starting a new chapter in your book, you need to just start a whole new book. It is time. Aquarius is the sign that is like, yeah, let's go do this. I'm all in. And we're going to do something weird. And we're going to get freaky with it. And it's going to be cool. So that is the overview of what is going on energetically right now. Hope you guys are hanging in there. I think a lot of the energy from July is starting to settle. But now, yeah, Mercury went direct, and now we have the lunar nodes changing, and Saturn's going into retrograde, and then we have the eclipses, and then in September, we got Venus going into retrograde. There's a lot happening, okay? And it's going to continue to happen, but we're kind of like over the crest of the hump, kind of like you're at the top of the roller coaster, and now it's like, oh, okay, we're just going to go smooth sailing, like, for the most part, smooth sailing, right? Like, it's not going to be perfect, but, like, the coaster is not going, It's kind of like, oh, okay, we're just going to let the momentum take us. But you got to get that forward momentum going for yourself, okay? So, let's dive into the reading. A lot of the cards are very synchronistic with the reading, so this is good. So for your tarot card this is the energy for the next 2 weeks, guys, okay? So your tarot card was the Six of Pearls in reverse, and we're using the Mermaid deck because it's still summer. I literally have just a couple more videos to use this, and then it goes away until next year. So this is what it looks like in the upright position. So the Six of Pearls. So the pearls in this deck is going to represent the pentacles in the original tarot deck. What is 6? The number 6 is all about unconditional love. It's about harmony, deep responsibilities. It's the ultimate healer and caregiver. It's all about home, family, and service to others, okay? And then when we combine that with the pentacles, the Suit of Pentacles is all about our material wealth, money, the physical world, practical efforts that we do to achieve our goals. And yeah, money, work, health, and home is kind of like that area. So in the upright position, right here, we see a mother giving a pearl to a child. In the traditional tarot, it is this rich merchant man giving freely, generously giving away like coins to beggars and people on the street. So in the upright position, this is known as the giving card, okay? You're helping and supporting your community as a whole. So in the reverse position, not so much. We've got some challenges here. So this could be about like power dynamics, like things are only going one way. It could be the abuse of generosity. Someone's abusing your generosity. If someone is giving you a gift at this time, there are strings attached to the gift. This could be talking about inequality, where, you know, one person's really rich, one person's really poor, and they're taking advantage of them. And this could also mean some sort of extortion. So I don't imagine any of you watching this would be the one doing this to other people. So it's probably going to be done to you. So be aware of that, okay? So this could be a time of like gifts or favors not being returned. So be aware of that. If you ever give to anybody, whether it's a gift or service or help or whatever, you need to be 1000% okay with that not being returned to you. That there may not be an equal energy exchange, okay? You cannot expect what you would give of someone else because that person is not you, okay? So just be aware of that. And if you are not okay with that unequal energy exchange, then don't do it at all. because you're just going to resent the person. But it's like, you kind of need to like look in the mirror and be like, no, you freely gave that up with an expectation. You need to have zero expectations. And that goes with anything in life. So gifts or favors not being returned at this time. You could be giving away or spending more money than you can afford. So be careful about that. Don't be overspending. This could also signal a time of debts, like big debts could be coming up in your future. Or maybe you dumped all this money into an investment and you're not getting a return on it, which I don't like to see this, guys. Like, this has kind of been a theme for the last couple of months with the full moons. We've been pulling reverse pentacles, and it's like, oh, I don't like to see that for you guys. So just be aware, okay? Be careful. You could also be very selfish with giving, like you're over giving, or like you're giving, but then you're like, but you need to give me this in return. Like, unless you guys agree on that, you can't be doing that. If this is happening in your love life, this could be talking about unfair power dynamics. Someone's taking advantage of you in your love life, or you could have a very, very controlling lover. If this is happening in your career, this could be hidden agendas going on in the background. Quid pro quo. If you guys don't know what quid pro quo is, it's like, I'll scratch your back if you scratch my back. I'll give you a favor if you give me a favor, but I'm going to be phoning it in. It's not going to be right then and there, but I'll be phoning it in later. So just be careful if you're in a quid pro quo with someone, that you are okay with that energy exchange, because they will be coming to collect. This could also be talking about sucking up to bosses, being a brown noser because you don't want to get in trouble. And then as far as money goes and finances, this could be lack of financial help at this time. Unfair loans, like maybe you didn't look into what it was actually giving you, or they screwed you over. You having resentment towards money, or some sort of either getting the help or not getting the correct help. And also, once again, strings being attached to money help. Okay, so just be careful, you guys. Be careful out there, all right? We don't want to get taken advantage of. Next, we have the Soul's Journey Lesson cards. I've never seen this card before. Grief. And I know with all the stuff that just happened in Cancer, the Mercury retrograde happening in Cancer and Cancer season, I know a lot of stuff happened to family this past month. Either like there were arguments, or people are not talking to each other, or maybe someone in your family died, or they're very, very ill, they're going downhill. So I'm not really surprised to see this card specifically. So grief, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it, right? That is true. You don't know what you got till it's gone sometimes, whether it's a person or an actual object or something. But yeah, just know that when we grieve, just like, oh, to love is to know that you're going to grieve one day and you're going to lose what you love, right? But it's like, you wouldn't be grieving so hard if you didn't love so hard, if it was something worth grieving. So just something to think about. It's like, just be happy. It's kind of like, what's that quote where it's like, just be happy you found love at all, so that love, instead of like not experiencing love at all. And then like, right, with love comes grief, unfortunately. And some people are like, well, why love someone if they're just going to leave you in the end, or they're going to die, you're going to be so sad. It's like, okay, but all the lessons and time, and like the time you have together, and the memories and the lessons you learn together, like that's invaluable. So let's see what it says. Nothing is gone forever. This is true. Energy is never destroyed. It is only ever manipulated and changed. The belief that we have, quote unquote, lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that's kind of the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because the parting is temporary and illusory. Absolutely. As a medium, just know that your loved ones are there. They are on the other side. They're literally right next to you when you think about them or talk to them. Like, they are there. Their energy, they're not here in the way you want them physically, but spiritually they're there for you, okay? Their soul is still there. The point of the lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end, that we have not been abandoned. When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and derive something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and learn nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. Grief is a hard one. Grief is one of those things where it just takes time. And sometimes time will not fix it. Time does not fix everything. It can make it easier and more tolerable. And absolutely, when you guys have a soul family, and it could be like aunts, uncles, friends, whatever, like a soul family is just like a group of souls that like to incarnate together and interact with each other together. And every time they incarnate, you all pick different roles. Like, hey, in this lifetime, I'm going to be your dad and we're going to work on this issue. Or in the next lifetime, I'm going to be your mom, or I'll be your boyfriend, or I'll be your girlfriend, or brother, sister, cousin, like whoever. And we come down here to play with each other and to learn lessons. As hard as that can be sometimes, because Earth is the school of hard knocks. It is not an easy school to come to. Which is why it's so hard. It is hard here, absolutely. But like, you being here, it shows that you want to work on some crap and get over it, right? So just know, you guys are going to reincarnate again with your soul family, and you're just going to change roles. And like every lifetime, you're here to learn something new in each lifetime and have a different role with your soul family. So it's okay. Grieve them, but just know they're always there for you. Talk to them, look for signs, ask for a dream visit. Those are real and they do happen, but you need to make sure that you are probably 3 to 6 months after the person has died, and like you need to be able to sleep all night for 8 hours straight in order to get that dream. Because what happens is, yeah, they're here next to you, but when you're grieving, I know you're not trying to do it, don't get upset, but your grief pushes them away, because your energy, you're very powerful, and your energy is very powerful, and grief is a very powerful emotion, and it pushes them away. So if you can get into a relaxed dream state and sleep for long enough and ask for a dream visitation, what happens is you're going to leave your body when you sleep, and your soul is going to go to a different level of the astral plane. So you get to go up a little bit, and them in heaven get to come down, and you guys meet in the middle somewhere. And that's where you can have your visit. I have had a couple dream visitations. One of them took place in a humongous, there's no way it could be real. Humongous, like, cathedral with just hundreds and hundreds of pews, and everyone was there visiting with their loved ones. So that was really cool. That was really special. So those things do happen. So if you guys are going through grief, I'm with you. That means your heart chakra is broken. You might want to look into either pink or green crystals, because that corresponds to the heart chakra, whatever one catches your eye more. I want you to go into a crystal store or go online. Don't even look at what the crystal is or what it's supposed to do. I want you to go with what catches your eye, and that's going to be your little crystal buddy, okay? I recommend wearing jewelry, like a necklace, because that's going to sit right over your heart, okay? Make sure you're cleansing it every night. I use selenite. It's just easy. You just kind of throw the piece of jewelry on, and it does its work overnight. You put it back on, you're good to go. Also, if you guys are dealing with really, really tough grief, Apache tear. Apache, like the Apache tribe. Apache tear is a type of obsidian, and it is the best stone I recommend to people for grieving and getting over the grief, okay? So please, if you're grieving at this time, give yourself grace, give yourself time, keep an eye out for signs, any kind of sign. And if you think, and it's not going to be a huge, like, oh my God, I saw his face in the clouds. It could be like, I know for me, I went to go grab something out of the fridge one day, and I noticed the name brand of I think it was like bread or cupcake. I think it was cupcakes, and it was Edelweiss Bakery. And I was like, oh, Edelweiss. And it made me cry, because I don't have very many good memories with my dad. But one of the really nice memories that we do have together is we used to watch The Sound of Music, and he used to sing it. My dad had a beautiful singing voice. And he used to sing that song. We used to sing the songs to me. So whenever I hear like, these are a few of my favorite things, I know that's him talking to me. But it was Edelweiss was like one of like the really nice ones that he would sing. And so when I saw that, I immediately thought like, oh, Edelweiss. Oh, that's funny. That reminds me of The Sound of Music. Oh, that reminds me of Dad a little bit. And then I closed the fridge and just went about my day. And then I'm like, it took me a minute. And then I went back and looked at it and kind of just stared at it. And I'm like, no, that was a sign. That was the sign. So sometimes you gotta like catch yourself and go back. But that, like now that he knows that's the sign, so whenever I see Edelweiss now, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my dad saying hi, like I'm here. So just know that it's not always a big sign. Sometimes they're really, really small. But if it makes you think of the person, that's the sign. That's the sign. All right, moving on. Next, we have the Threads of, oh gosh, what is it? Threads of Fate Oracle deck. And I've never seen this card. I've never pulled this. It literally flew out of the deck when I started shuffling. So I'm like, okay, we'll take it. We have Transmute. And we have, it looks like a bee, but it's a scarab beetle. Scarab beetles are very important to Egyptian mythology. I'm thinking about the dung beetle, not the scarab beetle. But they're very, very important. Let's see what it says about scarab. Rebirth. They go through a metamorphosis. Oh no, yeah, the scarab beetles are dung beetles. So yeah, the dung beetles it's like, ew, it's gross, but it's like, no, it's necessary. They will take dung or poo and roll it into a ball and keep rolling it. But it's like, hey, they roll their eggs in the dung, apparently, which is why they do that. So that's very interesting. So it's very much a time of transformation and transmuting energy. So let's see what it says. Transmute. So remember, when you transmute energy, all empaths can do that. Okay? All energy healers can do that. So what does transmute means? It means you take something like negative and you change it and turn it into something positive. Okay? So transmute energy. Or I guess you could do it the other way around too, but like, why would you take good energy and turn it bad, right? Within you lies the ability to take dense energy and turn it into a lighter and higher vibration. Because remember, energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be changed or transmuted. You can do this in response to constricting situations, difficult relationships, or blockages within your internal landscape. Sometimes we do not need to consciously work at the issue, but simply have the intention of doing so. This card is an invitation to identifying which needs to shift and creating a sacred container for what you want to transmute. This is perfect for the full moon in Aquarius, you guys. You are being asked at this time what it is you want to change. You should have already kind of gotten an idea of that back in the new moon 2 weeks ago. And you should start taking action steps, slow action steps, but slowly start doing the transmuting. And if you guys need, I mean, there's eclipse season coming, so you're already going to get a kick in the pants. But if you guys need a friggin' boosted kick in the pants, this card also corresponds to Moldavite. I need to do a video on Moldavite. I love Moldavite. It really elevated and sped up my spiritual awakening. So I shouldn't get into it because I'm like, I need to make a video on it. But basically what happened was millions of years ago, and a meteor came down over the Czech Republic and Germany, that sort of area, and hit the earth. The earth heated up and turned into like almost like magma and went flying up into the atmosphere. And as it came back down into the atmosphere, it cooled and then landed back in the ground, and it looked green. It was green. This is one of the, sorry, I'm getting my bag out of Moldavite because Moldavite's very expensive. And because people drove up the price because they're like, oh, it's a crazy, it never used to be expensive until people found out about it and then they drove up the price. Let me find my original piece. This thing is a trickster. It is very green. If I were to shine a light on it, it would be super, super green. But Moldavite is a trickster. If you guys are looking for extreme change in your life, like literally like you're going to lose your job next week and you're going to get kicked out of your apartment and your boyfriend's going to break up with you and your pet's going to die and all this crazy shit's going to happen. But at the end, it's like, yeah, I went through all that, but like, holy shit, my life is so different. It doesn't pivot your life. It gives your life a 180 degree. No, you know what? I'm not going to tell that story. I'm going to save that for the Moldavite video. But if you guys are literally looking for a shakeup in your life, go ahead. It's very high vibrational. I recommend having a grounding stone with it. I thought I could handle it my first night, and then after holding it for a couple hours and then I had to drive to work, I literally felt like my soul was barely holding on to my body. It was very intense. This piece, they also like to disappear. And they also like to change shape. This was not the original shape that it came in. It was actually much bigger. So when it changes shape, it usually means it took a hit for you. I have heard stories of people with Moldavite there was a car coming towards them, and they were like, I'm gonna get hit, I can't get out of the way in time, oh my god. And they had their Moldavite in their pocket, and they closed their eyes, you know, getting ready for impact and to die. And when they opened their eyes, they were like on the side of the road, and like even the person in the car was like, what the hell just happened? Like, so this little guy packs a big punch, and you don't need a lot, okay? That's actually a bigger piece of Moldavite. You can have tinier pieces, it doesn't matter, because it packs a punch, it does a lot. I have a lot of Moldavite because I was obsessed with Moldavite, and I knew it was getting expensive, so I'm like, let me go buy some before it gets crazy. But Moldavite, make sure you are buying from a trusted source, okay? Because Moldavite is a Tektite. It's basically a glass, and people actually they know how to make this and make it look really good, even though it's fake, okay? Do I have an angel chime? I have an angel chime one where like when you dink it, it makes like a really high pitched noise. Anyway, I should make I'm getting hot. And just so you know, a lot people who don't normally feel crystal energy will feel the energy of Moldavite like as soon as you hold it. Most people. Like I'm getting hot. It's called the Moldavite flush. Like I'm getting hot just touching this right now. And it's basically it's energetically cleansing your system. Like it's power washing your system, but really, really fast. It raises your vibration really, really fast. So I keep these guys tucked away in a bag so that they stay together, because when I did not keep them in bags, they like to move around on their own and disappear and reappear whenever they wanted. So I keep them in a bag together, and yeah, that's Moldavite. So if you guys are looking for a huge change in your life and you're afraid to do it, this will literally push you. So just be aware. A lot of people overhype it up, and they're like, oh my god, it's a bad stone. No, if you are looking for change, that will radically shake up your life. It's basically the energy of eclipse in a crystal. But we're going into eclipse season, so you shouldn't really need that help unless like you're really stubborn. You're like, I need a change. So I'll go more into that on my Moldavite video. I have some really cool visions with Moldavite, some really weird things that have happened with Moldavite. I'll have to do a video on that. So moving on, we have Raise Your Vibration Oracle deck, and this totally goes with Aquarius and the Water Bearer. Look at that. I picked the card. I was like, oh, of course that card came out. It's the Water Bearer. You are worthy. Of course you're worthy. That's why you're afraid to move and do what you need to do. You are so worthy and you know it, but you are just stuck in old patterns and old places with old people who make you feel not worthy. But you are finding that out now, and it's time for you to take action on it, okay? So you are worthy. Valuing yourself has everything to do with raising your vibration. Absolutely. You're not going to value yourself if you feel like crap. It helps you recognize that you are deserving of growth and learning. It reminds you that you are deserving of carving out a pathway to success in whatever way you see fit. The universe sees you as worthy because you are an extension of its greatness. Do you see yourself as worthy? That's a really good question to ask yourself. Your capacity to create a sense of abundance is based on your capacity to believe how worthy you actually are. Ooh, yes. The more you think you're worthy, the more you'll get, right? Today, you are encouraged to see yourself in a loving way and know that you are worthy. You are worthy because abundance is inherent in the universe, and you are a facet of the universe. You are worthy because love is who you are. You are worthy because you are dedicated to walking the pathway of truth. You are worthy because authenticity is shining from the core of your being. And truth and authenticity is very much Aquarius. Let the light of your soul fill up the cup of your being until you are overflowing. And your affirmation, I offer myself the love I deserve. Isn't that a huge reason why people don't move forward in life? Because they feel like they don't give themselves the love they deserve, so they look for it in other places and people or jobs or whatever, or material things. Yeah. So you are worthy. I hope you know that, and I hope you live accordingly. Okay? Because good things are going to come to you when you start living like that. Next, I chose the Spiritual Meaning of Birds Oracle deck because I'm like, we haven't done that in a while. We haven't done an animal card in a while. And also the birds with Aquarius being an air sign. Birds, air. Yeah, let's do that. So let's see. We got cuckoo. Like cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo clock. I've never seen a cuckoo in real life. Ancestry, deceit, and attentiveness. I had no idea they were all yellow like that. Do you guys have cuckoos where you live? Apparently they are on every continent except for Antarctica. So interesting. Let me know. Interesting. Card meaning. Celtic mythology tells us that the cuckoo's call can summon the dead. Ooh, interesting. Therefore, the cuckoo can be a sign that you need to pay attention to your relationship with the dead. Yeah, we were talking about signs from your loved ones and grieving them. What can your ancestors or recently lost loved ones teach you? That's a good question to ask them. That's a good question to ask them in meditation, or if you have a connection to them and you can talk to them, ask them that question. I love that. What can you tell me? What can you teach me? They have a lot of wisdom. If you are grab a pen and paper. They're gonna have a lot to say. I'm getting good vibes from this, you guys. The cuckoo lays its eggs in the nests of other birds, often pushing out one of the resident eggs in order to replace it. The cuckoo may then carry a message to be aware of deceit. Is someone not being entirely truthful with you? I know there's liars in your midst. I know that. So be aware of that, okay? Do not get taken advantage of. Remember, I heard this recently, and I'm like, I have such a hard time with that because I like to be open and loving with people and, like, talk about stuff. But it's like, I need to shut my freaking mouth. It's like, guess what? People can't gossip about you if they don't friggin' know anything about you. So, you know. But I'm too trusting of people sometimes. So, people are going to be lying to you, so just be aware of that. Finally, the cuckoo, a shy bird whose call is often noticed more than the bird itself, may be advising you to be heard rather than seen. I don't know what that means. I feel like some of you know exactly what that means for you. But very interesting. So cuckoo birds. Yeah, there's a lot coming. A lot of people have passed recently, or at least there's people coming through for you that are trying to reach out. That's why this, like, theme of death keeps coming up and, like, people on the other side wanting to speak to you. Maybe it's time for a seance or something. I don't recommend a seance unless you actually know what you're doing. But yeah, reach out to them, meditate, talk to them. Ask your guides for help. Ask God for help, you know? Like, be like, can you help facilitate something with me? So, yeah, do that. Next, we have the secret language of light, because there's a lot of changes coming up in the collective, and I just was like, this was just like, you need to do this today. And we have pulled this card. I've only used this deck a couple times in videos, and we've pulled this card almost every freaking time. And I'm just like, actually, no, it totally makes sense with what's happening right now. So once again, we have enlightenment, and we have the grid. We have the earth in a crystal grid. This is what's known as the flower of life. It's a geometric shape. It is made from, it starts with the seed of life, which is like one tiny part of this, right? And then the flower of life is like a bunch of the seeds of life. But the seeds of life is actually what it looks like when your cell, when you're being made in your mother, right? And the cells are like, multiplying. I'm sorry. I don't remember biology that well. But like the cells are multiplying and stuff. And at one point when they form like a real full cell, it literally looks like the seed of life, which is like one little section of the flower of life. So very cool stuff. So before I read this, what's happening, I knew this as soon as I pulled this. What's happening at this time, there's a huge awakening happening. It's been kind of happening, but like the ball is now rolling down the hill by itself. It doesn't need to be pushed anymore. So I know a lot of us here are enlightened, but a lot of other people are going to be becoming enlightened, and we need to help them out, okay? Keep your vibes high, help keep their vibes high, teach them, be gentle with them. Don't throw them down the 4D rabbit hole of all the conspiracy theories, because that's a lot to handle at first, right? Like, go do baby steps. So, you are waking up from your old habits and patterns. At times, you may feel bewildered or not quite like yourself. Relax, all is well. You are just keeping up with your evolution and the life that you desire. Yes, you guys are going towards your new life. Your body and mind are adjusting and adapting to your new and loving soul perspective. It is common for your mind or body to resist, react, or panic when you experience the unfamiliar or unknown. That is your ego trying to keep you safe. However, from this higher vantage point, you can change any story that splits you in two and heal any wounds. You are not trying to replace a negative memory with a positive one. Instead, see all the components of a memory so that a new conclusion can form. Yes. Let's expand our thinking, which is going to expand our neural network in our brain, which is going to lead to new pathways and new ways of thinking and new ways of doing things. An unbalanced memory recreates the trauma every time it is talked about or remembered. Ooh, yeah, reliving that story. The event or person will be blamed for pain in your life today. A balanced memory has no charge or activation and becomes wisdom, right? You're neutralizing the energy. You may even come to see a challenge as the best thing that has ever happened to you. A lot of people are going to be going through challenges at this time. It's nothing you can't handle. It's just a challenge. But you're going to be like pissed off at the world about it. But this is what you need to get to the next level. The challenge may be the best thing that has ever happened to you. Once you change and heal your opinion, enlightenment will shine through as wisdom. And that's just about leveling up, expanding your mind. Like, you know, because when we're unenlightened, our brain is like very small and in a box and in a cage. When we start going through a spiritual awakening, it starts kind of opening up and you start thinking outside the box and changing how you think and interact with people. And yeah, that's kind of how that works. So you're also entering another level of enlightenment, okay? It's not just the collective. I think this is more talking about you breaking free from the old life and starting to create your new life. That's where it's going. All right, next we have the Starseed Oracle guidebook, because I was like, okay, I have a water one. I have a earth one. I was like, I don't really have a fire one or an air one. But then I was like, well, Aquarius reminds me of Starseeds. Like, so I'm like, okay, let's go with the Starseed deck. So I've never pulled this card. It's very cool looking. Star Bathing, Light Body, Crystal Grid, Transmission, Activation. Star bathing in the stars. That sounds lovely. The stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of Earth. If you guys don't know, there is a grid, energetic grid around the Earth, and a lot of those points are ley lines, and when the ley lines connect, that's where a lot of ancient sites are built, because there are portals there. A lot of the bad guys have taken over a lot of the portals, and like, oh, you can't build here, this is private property. I know in England, there is something called a ley line called the Michael line, and all along that line are a bunch of churches. And they're very, very high. It's a very high vibrational place. I think one of the churches is where they think King Arthur had his court, and like Avalon is, they think is kind of over there. So interesting stuff. Do some research. When things are in balance, the planet also sends information back up to the stars. Many star seeds have come to Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally. If you guys don't know what a star seed is, it's basically, which we're all star seeds, really. A star seed is basically like you have alien DNA, or you have like an alien past life somewhere. Just so you know, we all have alien DNA in us, in case you didn't know. So we're all star seeds. So some people, like, when they get into it, it is really cool to learn about, but it's just like, I'm an Arcturian star seed, or I'm a Lyran, or I am a Pleiadian. And it's just like, okay, that's cool, but like, you're not any special or different than anyone else, because we all have some of that in us as well. So some people like to take it into an ego area where it doesn't need to go. Many star seeds have come to Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally speaking, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten. And that's happening at this time. Can't you feel it? And all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, you may be being called to begin working with the stars and the crystalline grid of Earth. There are some people whose purpose here is to go to these ancient sites and just do energy work on the site. Very interesting. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the Earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. You may be guided to journey to particular places on Earth to unlock these cosmic codes within your presence. That's another thing. A lot of people are also drawn to ancient sites because when they go there, it activates something within them. It helps raise their vibration. And then when they go home, they're completely different. So, like, if you've always been drawn, like, I've always been drawn to ancient Egypt or ancient Greece or Ireland, England, like, all the ancient sites, like, I'm very much drawn to those places, and I'm like, one day I'm going to get there, and I'm definitely going to, like, upgrade when I go. I can feel it. So, comment down below if you guys have ever been to, like, a place like that, and, like, if you guys experience anything cool. You may be also interested in a practice called star bathing. Look it up online. Not sure what that is. This card commonly arises because you are here to connect with the grid of Earth, either in your hometown or by traveling to other places without quite knowing why. It can also mean that your light body, your energy body in its highest form, is being activated. I think the people who are enlightened, that is happening. If this resonates, take things extra slow in order to integrate this change of vibration. Because remember, our bodies are the last ones to catch up when we pretty much level up. If you guys want, you can go into a meditation and hold your heart and say the following words. You can say, I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars in the earth inform and heal me. And as they do, may it heal the earth too. And so it is. I love that. That's really nice. That's a nice meditation. Just kind of go out, sit your butt into the earth and meditate, and then kind of just give back some energy to Mother Earth. And she'll definitely give you some energy too. So cool stuff. All right. We're in the home stretch here, guys. Next, we just have some affirmation cards and words of wisdom. So let's see. Words of wisdom. We pulled this last time too. Let go of the anger and move into acceptance. You're angry about something, someone did you dirty. Doesn't mean that what they did was right, but it is up to you how you respond to that. Okay? What they do to you is their karma, and how you respond is your karma. So, move into acceptance, okay? You can hold on to the anger as long as you want, but that anger will eventually be stored in your body and make you ill. Okay? If you have liver problems, or if you're an alcoholic and you have cirrhosis, it's because you're angry. Okay? Anger lives in your liver. Fun fact. All right, next, take care of your rarity. Yes. Okay, Aquariuses are very weird and rare. They're the weirdos, but I love them. They're cool. Take care of it, okay? Don't be the beige, black and white, gray, like everyone else, okay? Don't be your own person, because that is what's going to make you stand out from the crowd. That is what's going to draw your tribe to you. And you're just going to be living authentically, and you're going to be much more happier, okay? So take care of your rarity, okay? Don't let anyone steal it from you. How can you shift your perspective on this feeling, emotion, or question? So whatever is on your mind, whatever pops up when I just read that, that's what you need to ask. How can you shift your perspective on that? Remember, you can shift your perspective anytime. It's just, are you willing to do that? Is your mind open enough to do that? And you might want to talk to a third party, someone who's not involved, and just have a vent sesh. And then be like, well, this is how I feel. Like, and don't be like, yeah, you agree with me, right? Be like, can you give me some outside perspective as an outsider looking in? Can you give me some advice? And they might say something that will help you be more accepting of the change. Okay. All right. Last two cards. Listen to your body and do what it is asking of you. I'm not surprised to see this. I literally got this download the other day. Okay. Your body speaks to you. Are you listening? Your body speaks to you in many, many, many ways. Are you listening? Because your body screams until you listen. And then when you don't listen, it will make you listen. Okay. And that's when you get hit with either a disease, or you get really sick, or it's like you got diagnosed with something crazy. So listen to your body and do what it's asking of you. Okay. I know at this time too, a lot of people are really tired. And I think it's just like all the energy that's been going on. It's slowly kind of starting to settle a little bit. So people are exhausted. I know I've been exhausted. All last week I couldn't sleep. All this week all I need to do is sleep, which is crazy. But it's just like, listen to your body. If you need to take a nap, take a nap. Just set an alarm so you're not sleeping all day, and so you can still get stuff done. Okay, that's what I had to do yesterday. It's like, okay, I'm going to take a couple hour nap, and then I'm going to wake up early, and then I'm going to do some stuff before I got to go to work. And like, so that sort of thing, okay? Listen to your body. If you don't know what your symptoms are, type it in Google. What does this mean spiritually speaking? And it will be like, this means this is this and this. And you're like, oh, fuck, that's why I have this. That's why I have that. Like, everything is related in your body. Okay, spiritually speaking, there's usually always a metaphysical reasoning behind it, for the most part. Unless it's like environmental or something. And our last, but certainly not least card is detach. I think it's time to detach from your old life and the old you. You are being asked to detach from something that you have been holding on to. When we hold on too tightly to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. Trust that the outcome will work out and let go of your attachment to it. This is talking about taking the risk during this full moon, okay? Detach from all your old worries, okay? Become the new you. The new you doesn't get worried over small things. The new you goes for the gold and doesn't stop until they get it, okay? So, detachment. Don't detach to the point where you have like zero feelings, because that's not good either. But if you have too much feeling into it, it's time to detach. Also, I think this is going to be really helpful for you because some of the things that are falling away in your life that you may not be ready for, that are going to happen during the eclipse because you're holding on too tightly, it's going to help you to emotionally detach from it. Yeah, you might not have control over it, but it's going to teach you how to detach, okay? So, very good reading. Lots of guidance, I think. I think a lot of it was synchronistic. So, good luck out there. Eclipse season is coming up. We are in the shadow period. Comment down below what you guys are manifesting or doing on this full moon. I do recommend cleansing and clearing your crystals. You could sage. Usually that's on the new moon, saging your house and your home. But with the eclipse season coming up with the next 2 moons, so the new moon will be, what is it, a solar eclipse, and then the full moon will be a lunar eclipse. A lot of people say don't put your crystals out during eclipses because the energy could be volatile. And a lot of people are already saying don't do it. Honestly, I did it on an eclipse a couple years ago, and like it really did push me forward in my life. It really did let me release a lot of bullshit I was holding on to. But if you're not ready for that, it can be a shock. So only if you think you're completely ready, and even if you think you're ready, you might not be ready. Honestly, but with the stuff happening in Aquarius, just go for it. Go for the risk. At least you'll have a fun story to tell instead of, oh, I went to my 40-hour-a-week job that I hate and I just did the same old thing. Went to work, came home, bitched and complained, cooked dinner, hung out with the kids, and then fell asleep and did the same thing over again. Or you could be like, yeah, you know what? I quit my job and I friggin' moved. I dumped my loser boyfriend and got a new pet and now I'm starting my new journey and I don't know where it's going, but it's going to end up somewhere good. Doesn't that story sound more exciting to you? As long as you're not afraid of change. So, hang in there. Good luck. Take the risk. Comment down below what you're taking the risk on. I think I know what I'm going to take the risk on. It may not be happening like immediately, but I'm making plans. But yeah, you guys, it's a really good, hopeful time. I hope you're feeling it. Once again, grief was coming up a lot. So if you guys are grieving, I'm here for you, okay? Like, in heart and spirit, okay? And they're there for you too, okay? Pretty soon, I'm working on getting my scheduling site set up. I have a crap ton of stuff I need to do, but I'm really, really, really hoping by this time next week, I'll be open. So if you guys are grieving and you need some help, come check out my services. Go check out my website. Like, go see what works within your price point and we'll figure something out, okay? I have lots of services. So check out my website, www.energywitherin.com. Just know that the service page, if you go to hit book, it will have the updated services that I just did, but you're not going to be able to book because I don't have the payment set up and I don't have the forms and there's a lot I have to do. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about that. I have to worry about that. So what else is happening this week? Oh, okay. So on Saturday, I will be putting out an energetic reading for the month of July. July. We're in July. The month of August. And then after that, you probably won't. You know what? I'll make my Moldavite video next week for you guys. How about that? If you have any experience with Moldavite, comment down below. I love Moldavite. I don't even care. Like, but this is the energy, right? The detachment. It's like, I need to detach and this thing is gonna make me detach. Like, so if you need to detach, Moldavite's your girl. Oh my god. Okay, so we'll do the Moldavite video next week. And then the following week will be the new moon / eclipse. And then we'll do the monthly healing and reading for August. And then the week after that, we'll do the full moon. And then we'll pretty much be done with August. So that's what's coming up. Do I have any events in August? I do on the I think it's Sunday the 24th in Sandown. It's not completely confirmed yet, but I did apply and they are interested in having me. But they're having a like book fair type thing outside in Sandown. And I'm going to be there doing mini healings and readings. So if you guys are in the area, come check me out and support me. Or if you guys like reading, I'm going to have a special sign up for like spiritual books that I recommend. So that'd be cool. Go along with the theme here. I'm still looking for events and stuff. So if you guys have anything local in New Hampshire or Mass, that you guys think I should go check out. There's so many things that I wanted to go do. There's like a paranormal convention happening in Nashua this weekend. And like a lot of really cool, famous people are speaking there. But by the time I found out about it, it was too late for me to join, which stinks, but that's okay. That's okay. all in good time. So I love you guys. I hope you're doing good. I'm sending you peace, love, light, and healing. Good luck during this new moon and going into the eclipse season. I hope you guys are ready for change because I am so ready for change. I don't even care if it's bad change at this point. I'm like, that's not bad. Like, it's going to end up somewhere good. So it's all good. So I love you guys. Happy full moon, Aquarius. Let's go. Let's get this, okay? Until next time, I will see you guys. Bye-bye.